Drones have been a very important part of music for a long time. Starting in folk music, it was a way to kind of hack harmony, or an early attempt at harmony where you would have this low droning note underneath everything. And then on top of that, anything you played would have this interval relationship to that drone, and it would keep it really anchored in a particular key, but you'd also wind up with some quite rudimentary harmony. But it had a really nice sound, and it was a good way of having harmony on one instrument, like bagpipes or a hurdy-gurdy, where you could have that drone playing constantly. It meant you needed less musicians to create a piece of harmonic music. If we fast forward to the dawn of electronic music, drones again surfaced because oscillators could feasibly, hypothetically run forever if you just left them running and they didn't need any human input. So you could have this drone that just rang out, and when you started to add modulators, you could change it over time to keep it interesting. Instead of just having this long drawn out note, you could actually start to shape it. And that was really interesting. There's a lot of really incredible drone artists emerging around 50s, 60s, and all through from the dawn of electronic music all through to now. With Brian Eno's venture into the ambient world, drones played a huge part because it's very relaxing to have this long note that just sustains forever. It doesn't require resolution. It's already resolved. You can add tension by adding more notes on top or adding more harmonic complexity to the drone, but it's a constant, and it's really good for ambient. So here's the basics of how a drone works. This is a Taishoto. It's an instrument I bought off eBay from Japan maybe 5 years ago, and it's kind of like half guitar, half typewriter. It's quite an interesting sound. It's very folky. You actually press down on the keys in order to fret the strings, as opposed to a guitar where you would push the strings onto the frets. You're pushing the frets onto the strings. But it has a drone string as well, and that doesn't get fretted. So as you play, this drone string will be at a constant G, and everything else will change depending on what keys you press. And it gives you this rudimentary harmony, but it's quite an interesting sound. And here's what it sounds like in the middle of a forest. So now that we have an understanding of drones in folk music, we can start to apply that to synthesizers and electronic music. So for my project, I picked D minor pentatonic, and I've been recording synthesizer tones for every note in that scale, plus a higher octave D, which gives me 6 different notes. And I've been adding to that Foley sounds from just some random hikes and really interesting places I've been over the last 3 weeks. Layering that in, that then gives me the ability to fade in each voice in a performative way on my push 2, and it makes it a lot easier to create that soundscape, but also to be able to curate it live, having an instrument that felt performative rather than just layering these sounds in on a track. So ideally, where I would want to take this would be to have each sound source coming from an individual speaker all around the room, and then set up a left-right sort of stereo microphone in the center and just record it fading in and out from the different locations just to get that sense of space. And then maybe bring in a guitarist and try and convince one of my friends who plays guitar to come and jam to some weird ambient music. If you have any thoughts, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm kind of just going in blind with these. I don't really know what I'm doing half the time, so it's nice to hear other people's opinions. And if you enjoyed this, I'm probably going to do more stuff like this, so feel free to stick around. But yeah, thanks for checking out this. Thanks for staying for the whole thing. And yeah.